Hey guys, Elizabeth Johnston here. I'm a mortgage broker with Clover Homes, and I'm in California and Texas. And my guest today is an insurance broker, and here she is.
Hi, everyone. I am Mikayla Brennan with Goosehead Insurance. We are the largest independent brokerage in the state of Texas. So I have access to over 40 different companies to help you find the best coverage and price on your home and auto insurance.
Very cool. All right, so what's going on with insurance? I know everyone is worried about like the prices are just going up and up and up. So what are
Mhm.
you seeing on your side, and what are people looking at?
Yeah, so definitely the insurance premiums for home insurance have been absolutely insane lately. So that's something we're dealing with. So I guess we can kind of talk about why they are so expensive. So I know I'm in Houston right now, so we do see a lot of coastal business, and there have been so many storms coming through here recently. We had Milton, Beryl, Helene, just so many major events that are just kind of coming through. So we're just seeing so many natural disasters happening in the area. So that is causing the premiums to go up, as well as just the total amount of losses that we're seeing. With these storms comes so much destruction to homes. So then these insurance companies are going to have to pay out these huge amounts of money, which is then causing an increase in the premiums.
That sucks.
Yes, yes.
Leave
So
it
that
to
really
Mother
does.
Nature.
I know, right? So there's nothing we can even do to control the weather, obviously, but we're just dealing with the benefit or the consequences of it. So that's definitely something that we've been seeing. We are really hoping to see the home insurance market kind of open up towards the middle to end of 2025. I can't promise anything, but we are seeing a few restrictions being lifted. So that is definitely very promising, and we're looking forward to that.
I know it's tough. So I'm from Texas, and like I remember like flood insurance used to be like 200-300 bucks, and then now like there's a comma in there, and that's just crazy.
Yeah, definitely. So, definitely with flood insurance. So, an important thing to note. So, a flood is defined as any outside groundwater coming inside the home, and that will never be covered on any homeowner's policy. So, I definitely highly recommend to get a separate flood policy for your home. Even if you're not in a high risk flood zone, you never know what can happen, and floods can be detrimental to the home. So, it's definitely very important to be covered in that situation. At least take a look and get a flood insurance quote, see what the options are, because you don't want to be stuck in a position where you're not covered.
Yeah, I remember it was after Harvey. That's when like everyone that would never flood started to flood. And then
Mhm.
everyone's like, "Oh my God." So and then it was the tax day floods after that one. And so anytime there's a rainstorm, I know for Houstonians, we were very PTSD about it, going, "Oh, should I go home? Should I stay? Is my stuff good? Am I gonna make it home?" I remember that wholeheartedly. And it freaked
Mhm.
me out. Even if it rained just a little bit, I'd be like, am I going to be able to make it home?
Yeah, definitely. Like we've even had, I think it was Beryl that came through here kind of recently at the beginning of the summer, and it was terrible. Roads were flooded, couldn't go anywhere. So definitely important to be protected in that situation.
Yeah. What about like for people that are, they're starting to look for homes, when should they reach out to you? To me, I think it's immediately. You put in that contract and yay or nay, what's it going to look like? But what do you like to see?
Yeah, I totally agree. I always like to tell my clients as soon as you go under contract, give me a call. Because that's when you're in the option period, right? So I know like there have been unfortunately a few situations where um the insurance is kind of the reason why the home closing doesn't go through just because of how expensive it is. So it's definitely super important to get those quotes and everything during the option period because you just never know what can happen. And also, of course, the lenders, they need the insurance information, a few weeks before closing. So it's definitely super important to get ahead of the game with that. So I always like to say, as soon as you're under contract, give me a call. Let's work out some quotes, figure out our options, and then go from there.
Yeah. Have you ever run into it to where like the borrower or the buyer cannot make up their mind and you're like, hurry up? Because you've got,
Mhm.
because it's escrow time and everyone, my dog's in my lap. Um, Everybody's trying to get everything going and they just won't pick. Have you run into that before?
Yes, I mean, I am a very honest person, right? So I'm a broker, right? I'm going to present my best option to the client, right? And if the client's getting quotes from other places, of course, I want to look at them. I just want to make sure that we're comparing apples to apples coverage, make sure nothing is missing in these other quotes, something like that. So, like, I love looking at other quotes. And if that other quote is a better option for you, I'll tell you that, right? Like, that's happened a few times, definitely. Um, so yeah, I just think if a client, you're just kind of like in between two quotes, let it just talk to me. I can help you figure out, like the pros and cons between each. Just to kind of look at all of our options, because sometimes the premium is better on a quote, but it's less coverage or higher deductibles, right? So we really need to take a look at that and see what that really means in the event like we had to use the insurance. So definitely super important. Just get a second opinion, kind of look around, see what's all out there, but then make the decision.
See, I like that because I remember when I reached out to you originally, like the way
Mhm.
you're talking is the way that we were texting.
Mhm.
And I think we did have a phone conversation. It was very genuine and like, hey, just give me a shot. I'd love to, you know, look at your current one, see if I can beat it. If I can't, I'll tell you what I can do instead. And I loved that. So, like when I moved out here, I was like, hey, I need some insurance. And I went straight to you, and you were just
Mhm.
awesome. So,
Oh, thank you.
yeah, so I love that. But for people that don't know who Goosehead is, what is it that you guys do?
Yeah, so we are a broker. So for those of you who don't know, so we shop the market for you. We kind of make, because I think insurance can be super complicated and confusing, especially when you are in the home buying process. So I kind of try to take that off your plate. So I just need just a little bit of basic information about you and the home that we're buying. And I put it in my system and I can look at so many quotes, so many options. So then I can kind of go through and figure out what's going to be the best option for you, and then I present it to you, and then I can send everything over to mortgage, make it all super easy. And I'm really big on customizing quotes and coverages as well. So I love to go over quotes on the phone just so I can run through what everything means and what exactly is and isn't covered in this policy. And then I present it how I would recommend all the recommended coverages. And then if we go through and you're like, oh, wait, I don't think I need that coverage, or what if we had this coverage? Then we can, of course, make any changes that you want, make sure you're happy with the policy, and then send everything over to the closing table.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love, just like connecting with people and like figuring out like what's really important to them. So it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
But so let's say, for example, my insurance quote is about to expire.
Mhm.
Would you say you would reach out to the client or the client reaches out to you? Hey, it's about to expire. What's going on?
Like in terms of like a cancellation,
No, like the renewal.
the
I guess,
renewal.
yeah, the renewal.
Right, right, right. Okay, yeah. So basically, so you'll get your renewal rate around a month before um the renewal time. So then at that point, see, because I can see as well. So I would probably reach out and just say, hey, this is what our renewal rate is looking like. If we're happy with that, that's fine. If we're not happy with it, let me go ahead and I'll reshop you in the market to find something a little bit cheaper. So just kind of
Okay.
go from there. So it's super easy like to switch to. And also another thing that I don't think everyone knows is that you don't have to wait until your renewal date to switch your insurance. You can switch your insurance at any time and you would get a prorated refund. So that's always an
That,
option as well.
that's cool. And then because you guys are brokers, if they say, hey, I don't like it, find me another one. I
Mhm.
mean, you're still the point of contact, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the great thing with Goosehead is one, you only have to talk to me, really. It's not like you have to call and wait on hold with all these different like companies and just talk to like an automated system because sometimes I have to do that And I get it. It really sucks. So you can just call me. And then we also have a service team also. And so our service team is really big on just like the more helpful things like getting documents that you need, making small changes, things like that. But the big thing with the service team is in the event of a claim or a potential claim. So I know a lot of times, let's say something happens to your house, right? You call the carrier and you're like, hey, this happened. Should I make a claim or not? Right? I've seen a lot of times the insurance company puts that in the system as a claim, right? Even when it was just an inquiry and a question, right?
Oh.
So like that's why I really promote our service team, because let's say you call our service team and you ask a question, they'll look over the policy for you and say, okay, yeah, this is covered, this isn't covered. Oh, maybe it's not worth making a claim on that. And then you have all your information, right? So you can really just talk to them about the whole claim system instead of having to call the carrier themselves, because sometimes they do put that in as a claim when you just ask a question about making a claim.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, yes, because I've seen that, and it's like I'll run a clue report, and I'm like, oh, I see that you made a claim on this date, like there was no payout, kind of what happened, and they're like, oh yeah, like something happened, but I just called and asked a question, like I didn't make a claim. So that's definitely
Oh.
interesting. Yes.
So I know what a clue report is, but for the people
Mhm.
that don't, what is a clue report?
Yeah, so a clue report is it kind of shows you like the history of the home. So it'll show if any claims were made on the home previously. So that's definitely very important when you are buying a home, because any previous claims are going to affect the insurance premium. So yeah, definitely it's important to get the clue report before you buy a home, just to kind of see everything that has happened, because maybe you don't want to buy a house with a lot of claims. But
Yeah, that'd
you
be a
might
good one.
Yeah, you might want to buy, you might not. Just at least you have all the information then at that point.
Yeah, so you know where this house has been from before your time, and let's say there's been had 5 or 6 different owners. You know,
Mhm.
the owner before you may not know what the previous people did or anything like that. So that's
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
Mhm. Yeah.
Very cool. Anything else
Awesome.
you want to add?
Yeah, so I guess kind of what are some things to look for when, you're going through the home buying process, you're looking at homes. Kind of what are the biggest things that affect the insurance premium? So number one is going to be the age of the home, right? So the older the home is, just the more risk there is with it. Things have a tendency to kind of fall apart, the older they are. So definitely the age of the home is going to be a big one. And with that, I would say the biggest thing is the age of the roof, right? So
Yeah.
the newer the roof, the better, 100 million%. So there are some carriers who have age restrictions on roofs. So if the roof is over, a few years old, then they might have the roof at actual cash value, which if you don't know, actual cash value, let's say there's a hailstorm and you need a new roof. Okay. Actual cash value, they're going to pay you how much that roof was worth at the time of the accident, right? So if your roof is
Oh,
10 years old, then you're not going to get as much back to get the new roof fixed. So it's really important to get a policy with replacement cost on the roof, because then they'll pay you out as much money as it takes to get a brand new roof to fully replace it. Right. So that's definitely something
very
super
cool.
important to look at. Um, so yeah, just make sure you get a house with a roof in good condition at least. Because then, so once you get insurance, the company's going to come out and inspect the property. And if they see that the roof is kind of falling apart, they're going to cancel you. So it's definitely super important to have a good roof on the home. And then just some kind of other things to go along with the premium is going to be location. So if you're kind of in a coastal county like Brazoria or Galveston, it's going to be
Yeah.
more expensive. Just as I said, with all these storms that have happened, you might need a separate windstorm policy depending on the county. But so the location, and then another big thing is going to be insurance score. So this is kind of like a credit score. We don't pull your credit or anything like that. Um, but it is just
That's
kind
my
of
job.
Yes, it is kind of like a soft look into, your insurance history. Have you had lapses? Are you paying your bills? Things like that. So that's definitely something super important to be aware of. Let's see what else is going to affect the premium. The foundation also is going to be a big thing. So a slab foundation is preferred, right? It's just a concrete slab on the ground. And then there's also like a crawl space foundation where there's kind of an opening between the ground and the bottom of the house. And then a pier foundation. So those are more like the homes in Galveston when they're up on the stilts. So the foundation, let's say the age of the home, the roof, the foundation, and insurance score are going to be the biggest things that affect the premium.
Interesting. I did not know about the score. I want to say I kind of did, but not really.
Yeah.
'Cause I had a house in Cypress, so just outside Houston, and there was a little number on it, but I had no idea what it meant. I was like, oh, I guess I got an A. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's definitely because, I mean, one of our biggest carriers right now is SageSure, and the insurance score is a huge rating factor for them. So it's kind of on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being the best, 10 being the worst. And kind of depending on where you fall on that scale, it can make a huge premium difference. So that's definitely something as well. Um, so yeah, just something to think about.
That's cool. Now, one thing I want to make sure everybody knows is that even though, let's say they go and talk to you about homeowners insurance, you
Mhm.
can still bundle your home and auto and life and all that with you, right?
Yes, yes. So definitely bundling home and auto is a great option. I know a lot of carriers won't even just do the home. You need to bundle the home and auto. So that's why it's super important on our first phone call just to get all that auto information as well, just so I can look at all those options. If my auto quote is more expensive than what you're paying, I'm not going to present it, right? But I do just want to take a look at all of the options and find the best option for you. So yeah, bundling the auto 100% is going to, 99% of the time, going to be a great option for you. As for life, I am not specifically life licensed, but people in my office are. They're amazing agents and they can help you out with life. And I do have a link for that. So we can also take a look at those options as well. But yeah, definitely bundling is going to be a great option.
Yeah, so just because they have someone else, they may not want to keep using them. You
Mhm.
can absolutely switch over to you if you quote them and they're like, "Hey, I like you. Let's just move everything to
Mhm.
you." It's definitely an option since you don't have to wait for your renewal to do it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And so a lot of times, so let's say like take travelers, for example, they write home and auto insurance, right? So we could do a bundle with travelers, okay? Or with SageSure, they only write home insurance, but we can give you that bundle discount if you have the autos with our agency, right? So then that's something else. So you have like SageSure and Progressive. So then it still counts as a bundle discount. So I think that's pretty cool too. Like as part of working as a brokerage because I just have so many options and different things that we can do.
Yeah, you don't have to leave it in the same house. Well, it is in the same house, but it doesn't have to be in the same
Mhm.
room, maybe. That would be a better analogy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Same house, different room.
So Goosehead is the house, and you could say Travelers is your auto, and Sure Sage. Is that what it
Sage
was?
sure.
Sage Sure.
Mhm.
Um, they have your home, but it's all through you, so you still get the discount. Versus if you went to any of the other companies, they're not going to give you that discount if both are not with them.
Yes, exactly. And then another thing also, rental properties. If anyone is looking to buy rental property or you have rental properties, I can insure those as well. So that's also something I can take a look at.
There you go. And then where are you licensed at? So we know Texas,
Yes.
and where's the other spots?
So yeah, I am actually originally from Pennsylvania. So I am licensed there as well. And I'm in the process of getting licensed in a few other states right now. That's kind of in the works. Um, but we have all 50 states covered on my team. So if anyone in any state needs anything, give me a call. We'll connect you with someone and help you out.
Yeah. So I'm actually from Texas, Houston, born and bred, Astros fan. There you go. Then we moved to California, so that's why I'm licensed in both states. So it's the same thing for you. You were in Pennsylvania, came to Houston, but I'm still gonna mess with Pennsylvania because I've known it all my life. So there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Yeah. Pennsylvania is awesome. I love it. I'm still a huge Phillies fan,
There you
Eagles
go.
fan, the whole thing. I love the Astros and Texans too, but Phillies my
I'm
first
not a
love.
Texans
So
fan. I'll go on record for that. I'm not a Texans fan. But yeah, I don't know.
thanks guys for listening. I am Mikayla Brennan with Goosehead Insurance, and I can help you out if you live anywhere or drive anything.
Oh, I love that.
Thanks.
All right. My name's Elizabeth Johnston. I'm a mortgage broker in California and Texas. And if you need to get a hold of either of us, I'll put our links below and put in the QR codes here somewhere on both sides. And if you liked this video, like, comment, subscribe, and let us know how we can help you.